Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to continue the feminine seduction archetypes, and as we're progressing, we're reaching the sophisticate feminine seduction archetype. And I received a really great suggestion from one of you guys, which was to use Jessica Alba as a case study. And I thought that was an amazing suggestion because I love Jessica Alba as an actress, as a businesswoman. So I thought this would be a great way to use her as an example of somebody that is in their sophisticate archetype. So first of all, Jessica Alba is a really famous actress. She's also a businesswoman. She's known for the Honest products. So if you've heard of Honest Beauty or even Honest products for babies as well, then she's the face behind that, which has become a billionaire company. So she has definitely gained a lot of money and income from this business, and it's very successful. And not just that, she's known for her movies such as The Fantastic Four. She's known for Honey, which is my personal favorite from her. I love that dance movie so much. And except for that, she is also in other movies like Into the Blue and etc. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the sophisticate feminine seduction archetype. So this one is a part of the 13 feminine seduction archetypes by Aisha K. Fines. And if you look throughout my channel, you'll see I've gone through a lot of the other archetypes if you want to learn about them as well. So when I think of the sophisticate feminine seduction archetype, I think of a woman that is elegant, she's poised, she is graceful, and she is that type of woman you meet who seems like they have this calmness around them, but they're also very elegant and graceful in their manners. So if you meet women like that, most likely they're in their sophisticate archetype. So becoming this type of woman, she knows her own self-worth and she moves through life with that knowledge. So she's never unsure of her self-worth. She's never unsure in any situation she's in because she knows how to be graceful, and she also knows how to be poised and behave in a certain way where she will be perceived very graceful and elegant and sophisticate. So that is what the sophisticate archetype is. So first of all, in order to achieve this archetype or be in this archetype, you have to remember to always be elegant and graceful. And one thing I really like that Jessica Alba has said is that throughout her career, she's been very much, objectified by her beauty. She's always been objectified in her movies and the projects. And when asked about that, how it feels to only be kind of defined by your beauty, she responds with that she uses it to her advantage, and she guides people to think the way that she wants to think, that make them think. And I think that's interesting because I think in a way she acknowledges her beauty and the attraction she has to people, or the attraction people have to her, and she uses it in a very intelligent way where she gains what she wants from people by understanding their psyche and the fact that people really do look at your beauty first and sometimes forgets there's more to you, that you're actually intelligent, you might be funny, you might be kind and compassionate, but unfortunately, because we live in a society and really just a world where women are unfortunately and a lot of times valued just by their beauty and how they look, being a beautiful woman in that sense gives you a certain power as well, because as it can feel not empowering to be always judged by your beauty, it can also be powerful by accepting the fact that your beauty is important and you can utilize it in order to gain what you want from life. I truly believe that. I believe this saying, which is, whatever cards you're dealt with in life, use them to the best you can. And as women, our beauty is one of them. Being able to use it for good, I think we can achieve the goals that we want. So in a lot of ways, she understands that as well, and I feel like a sophisticate understands that as well. That's why they're always so elegant, because they know that their graceful manner and their elegance is going to get them really far in society. And if you don't value elegance and grace, it's going to be really hard to be taken seriously in society, especially as a woman, unfortunately. But if you're able to move with this poise, you'll be able to reach high levels. People will take you more seriously. They'll see how you carry yourself. And because you carry yourself with such grace, other people are going to respond in the same way. They're going to want to treat you that way. And the ones that run away from you, or you feel like they run away from you because you act this way, you're kind of making sure that you're protected from having low maintenance people or low energy people really in your life, because low energy people can't surround themselves with graceful and sophisticated people, because that's not who they are. And in a way, you'll be able to repel those people, and that is what you want. You want to be happy that people run away from you that are low energy. You want, instead of pondering about why they don't want to be around with you anymore, you should be grateful and think that, wow, this is amazing. It now opens the opportunity for me to gain more new people in my life who also are elegant and graceful just like me. So realizing this, I think you can also be able to tap into that sophisticate energy and that sophisticate feminine archetype as well. And just going back to Jessica Alba, she's also a businesswoman. She doesn't just tie herself specifically to her looks and being an actress. Instead, she takes charge in her life by being a businesswoman. When I read her story of how she created the Honest Company, she just had kids, and she saw that a lot of the products out there for kids had a lot of ingredients that, would make her allergies come up, and she wanted to find products that would be better for her and her kids. And she decided, you know what, I can't find the solution, so I'll make the solution myself. And she created this company, and eventually other people felt the same way and started buying her products. And she ended up gaining this billion-dollar company because of it. So taking charge in your own life in that sense by creating your own solutions is something I think we can take away from her. That you're not just this beautiful face, but you're also intelligent, you're solution-oriented, you know how to adapt to situations, which is all a sophisticate really, which is something a sophisticate really knows how to do. They move through life in a way where there isn't just problems, there's also solutions. And I think that's really important as well. It's going to open your mind in new ways. So yeah, that's something I really like. And just going back to the way that Jessica Alba also doesn't just tie herself to her looks. She once said that I don't do nudity in movies. I just don't. Maybe that makes me a bad actress. Maybe I won't get hired in some things. So I like the fact that she has this one rule for herself. She has boundaries. She knows that she doesn't want to do those types of scenes. So that means that she might lose jobs and opportunities, but she's fine with it because this is her personal boundary. And I think that's something we can take with the sophisticate archetype, is they know how to create boundaries and they know how to keep them. So if there's something you're uncomfortable with, if there's certain things that you are not willing to do, don't be scared to create boundaries, because boundaries are going to teach people how to treat you. Once you walk through life, you realize that people they'll treat you like whatever until you tell them that you're not comfortable with something. So, and especially as a woman, people tend to really test your boundaries to see how far they can get with you. So I feel like it becomes our own job to tell people when we don't feel comfortable and we don't feel okay with something. And by being firm about it and telling it as it is, we'll be able to gain respect from people, and people will learn how to treat us once we tell them our boundaries. Being direct about them and telling them that, you know what, I'm not comfortable with this one thing. And if they look at you like, why, or try to guilt trip you into thinking it's a crazy thing to say, realize that no, you need to respect yourself and you need to love yourself and teach people how to love you too. And one of the most effective ways to do that is boundaries. And also another thing, how people respond to your boundaries says a lot about the way that they are as people. So if somebody responds really negatively or bad to you setting boundaries, then you know that you don't want that person in your life. So it's an effective way to really weed out the people in your life that don't deserve to be there. So take that advice. I think that's a really amazing advice to always take in life, but create boundaries, healthy boundaries with people. The people that truly love you will respect it and be like, yeah, okay, that's your boundary, I love you, so I'm gonna respect it. And that's how you know those are the right people in your life. Next is a sophisticate is able to have interesting conversations with people, and they're conversationalists really, so they know how to have magnetic conversations with any person they meet. And I truly believe that that is something everyone has in them. The ability to create interesting and engaging conversations is a skill, but I do think it's a skill that can be developed in anyone, and a sophisticate is an expert at that. For instance, Jessica Alba once said that she's able to have chemistry with vinegar even. So to her, it's so natural to just create chemistry with anybody she meets, have engaging conversations with people. And I think it's so underrated as well, because we always seek, interesting people, but I think in order to be interesting, you have to also be interested in people. And the most effective way to be like that is to create conversations that are engaging. So ask people questions. I think any person that you meet can always teach you something new and valuable in life. So being interested in people and trying to be kind in your conversations, smiling, and being funny as well, you're creating such a great conversation with people. And I promise you, it's going to make you so memorable as well, because people are going to remember that one interesting the conversation they had with you, and they'll always associate you with that. And they'll think about how much they want to have this type of conversations again. So creating these engaging conversations is also good for you as well, because you'll learn something, you'll make a great memory as well. You might create connections with people and create this network of people as well, which can also lead you to new opportunities in life. So having that ability to create interesting conversations with anybody you meet is such a valuable skill in society, especially if you want to gain more opportunities or thrive in any type of field. Just having that ability is amazing. And I'm speaking as an introvert as well. I'm not very much I love talking to people, but I also just love being able to recharge and be by myself. But I have developed this skill to just be able to have conversation with anyone. And it is as easy as just asking questions even. So if you meet somebody new, just ask them some questions about themselves, and you'll see they light up and they start being happy and engaged in the conversation easily. So I think we all have that in us, and that is the sophisticate feminine archetype for sure. So the next one is value being graceful in any aspect in your life. And I mean this in your personal situations. It can be relationships, romantic relationships. It can be friendships, family, jobs. Always you want to leave any situation in life in the most graceful way you can. So I mean, if it's not possible, it's not. But in most situations, strive to be graceful. Don't be unnecessarily mean to somebody. Or if you're having a bad day, make sure to tell people that you are having a bad day, and that's why you might come off as not the best that day. And if you said something that was, you perceive to be rude, make sure to say sorry. There's, nothing wrong with acknowledging that you're a human being and that some days are going to be harder than others. But leaving situations with grace and dignity is going to make people think of you in such a great way. And once people look back at you, they're going to, in a way, be admiring you. Because I can tell from a lot of the situations where I've ended, relationships with people, and I did it in a very graceful manner, they've always come back. Years later, it took maybe even, multiple years, but people come back because they have this fond memory of you. They don't associate you with, a traumatic memory or a sad or angry memory. They associate you with something that was warm and graceful, and most people want that type of energy themselves, so they'll come back to you again and try to knock on your door and come back to your life. And when that situation comes to you, it's up to you to decide if you want to reconnect that. But my point is, leaving any situation in a graceful manner is going to make you look 10 times better than anyone else. So always aim to do that, even in, romantic relationships that might have ended very bad or make sure to always be graceful, because I promise you it's going to make you even more magnetic and they're never going to forget about you. Okay, so one thing I feel like Jessica Alba says that really reflects this point that I'm making is, she said, you have to be the best of whatever you are. So I think that really does apply to when it comes to trying to be your most graceful and more sophisticated in every aspect of your life. Attempting at that, I think you are gonna, be really grateful for that in the long run when you look back on your life. So aiming for that is beautiful in my mind. So the last but not least is a sophisticated feminine seduction archetype. It has duality. They accept having this duality in their life. And what I mean with that is that they accept that they're both a warm and engaging person, but they're also cool and collected. And with that, I mean that they're able to be, this complex human being. Nobody is just one aspect. So accept that you can be warm and kind and compassionate, while you can also be objective, logical, and quick thinking. As women, I feel like we are taught to we can only fit this one box, and we have to follow that no matter what. We can never go outside of the box. We can never create our own boxes. So I just want to, dismiss that thought, because I truly do not believe that. I think as women, we're even more complex beings than anyone else out there. And so we have so many sides to ourselves, but in a lot of ways, we're not encouraged to kind of explore those sides of us. But a sophisticate she's cool, but she's warm, and she's collected, and she's calm, but also engaging. So she accepts all of these aspects of herself. And once you accept that, how complex you are as well as a woman and as a person in general, you'll be able to see the beauty of it. You embrace it more, you're proud of it, and you'll naturally become more confident as well. So when I looked through Jessica Alba's approach to her business, for instance, there was this article that said that Alba's approach to problem solving goes beyond conventional strategies. Instead of distancing herself from obstacles, she actively engages with her team, embodying the belief that leaders must stay involved. So you see, even here, Jessica Alba, when she's in her sophisticated feminine archetype, she's involved, she's engaged, and she doesn't believe in the traditional way to do things. And I think that is something that says a lot about the sophisticate, is the way that things are already done and how conventional things are shouldn't always mean that we should continue doing that. We should be able to do however we want to do things. We should be, warm. We should also be cool, and we should be objective, but also in tap with our emotional sides as well. So accepting all of these amazing aspects of ourselves as human beings, I think we can end up being in our sophisticated feminine archetype naturally. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. This one was a lot of fun to make. As I said before, I love Jessica Alba as an actress, and the sophisticated feminine archetype is super interesting as well. So let me know, guys, what you want me to make for the next video. Make sure to also comment, subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.